Hi everybody, this is Carrie. Right now I am in Santa Cruz in Bolivia, and I just got my bangs trimmed, as you can see. And I was inspired, now I've screwed them up. I was really surprised and inspired by a little thing that happened while I was getting my bangs trimmed. So I decided to revisit the Culture series that I was doing, and today's video will be all about hairstyles. So, and getting your hair cut in Korea. And now, there's loud music. What have I done? Loud music. Okay. So, haircuts in Korea. And the interesting things that happen when you get your hair cut in Korea. So, the very first time that I got my hair cut in Korea was in 2006. And I was living in Wonju, which is in Gangwon-do province. Gangwon province, actually. Do means province, so it doesn't make any sense to say Gangwon-do province. It's like saying Soraksan mountain, Sorak mountain, Gangwon province. So anyway, I was living in Gangwon province where there weren't that many foreigners at the time. This is 6 years ago now. So I wanted to get a trim. So I went into this really nice looking hair salon. I'd been kind of eyeing it for a few weeks prior, and went in. It was like this, 30-year-old cool looking guy with long hair. And so I just kind of explained my Korean was terrible, or basically non-existent at this time. So I was just kind of like, and he kind of brought over some magazines to make sure that he knew what I wanted to do, and was trying to convince me to cut bangs. I didn't have bangs at the time. I just had like straight long brown hair, and he offered, do you want bangs? Do you want this? Do you want this? All in Korean via gesturing at posters, and I was thinking, I'm not really ready to commit to a new hairstyle yet, so I just got the trim. And then suddenly and without warning, I was sitting in the chair. He put the protective coat over me and just started cutting my hair. And I was so surprised, because usually in Canada, when you go into a salon, they will talk with you about what you want and then take you over, wash your hair, dry it, towel dry it, and then comb it straight and then cut the hair while it's wet. Whereas at this salon, he just started cutting right away. So I was kind of like startled and just like, oh, okay, but act cool. So I just like let him do it, and he cut it just fine. And then he straightened it. He straightened my whole hair, so I had like really just straight, jet straight hair. And it was quite interesting to see myself with straight hair. I never straightened my hair really, so it's just like, oh, okay. I actually looked kind of Korean in a weird way, like, I don't know. So I was thinking, okay, I'm paying for a haircut and I'm paying for straightening, so it's probably gonna be like $30-40. And then when he asked me to pay, he said 12,000 which is 12,000 won. And I thought, certainly there's a mistake. There's no way that I'm paying 12,000 won for this. Like, that's way too cheap. So I was like, so I handed him 5 manwon notes, like 5 $10 bills basically, and just like to make sure I hadn't misunderstood the numbers, since my Korean was really bad still. So I handed him 5, he handed me back 3, and then gave me change from the other 2. So I was just like, okay, so A, you get a dry haircut, and B, you get it straightened, and C, it's super, super cheap, like way cheaper than what it would be in Canada. So I was really surprised by that. So after that, I had a few more haircuts in Korea, nothing really drastic until 2009, which I'll share with you. Or 2008? Was it 2008 or 2009? I think it was 2009. So I went to a couple different salons in different cities. I lived in Incheon for a while, and in Incheon I had like a full-on Canadian typical salon experience where you go in, they wash your hair, they dry it. But it was different again. They washed it, then they dried it, then they straightened it, and then they cut it. So it was as if, I don't know, I have curly hair, so I'm always a little bit nervous if someone
straightens it and then wants to cut it because it's like, this isn't how it naturally is, you know. So anyway, it was a lovely haircut. It was very, a little bit layered, and I was pretty impressed by that. And then a good friend of mine was leaving Korea and was gonna get a tattoo here to kind of commemorate her time in Korea. And I went with her to get the tattoo, and after watching her do this big intense thing, I thought, I'm gonna do something drastic today. So I went and cut bangs for the first time. So if you want to see the video of my friend getting her tattoo, you can click on it here. Yeah, so I went and just basically walked into a salon, and they just combed, you know, this much of my hair forward and then just chopped it straight. So I wouldn't say it was the best looking hairstyle I've ever had, right? Fresh when it was cut, I kind of looked like a, I don't know, 22-year-old down here and then like a 5-year-old up here, but it was fun, and I've totally adopted having bangs now, and I love having them. And yeah, it's always fun to get them cut freshly because you never know exactly what they're gonna look like, and I'm pretty satisfied with this Bolivian, you know, bang trim. I think it looks like how I was imagining it would look. So yes, so I think Korea is growing and changing all the time, and as there are more and more foreigners coming in, I think there's more foreign style salons coming in, so I haven't really encountered the dry hair trim very much. It still happens when you cut your bangs. They tend to just cut them as they are. They'll comb them forward and then just cut them dry, which is nice. It's very quick. But I have had them wet them 1 or 2 times, a little bit, and then they wet them, comb them, dry them, straighten them, and then cut them. So it's kind of pointless. But okay, so what happened today in the Santa Cruz salon was that I had, you know, my bangs were down to here, and I'd just been combing it to the side all the time. So I went in and just, you know, más corto, por favor, and she said sure. So then I sat down, and she sprayed them with a water bottle, so made them wet again, combed them all forward, then cut them. Then she kind of blow dried them with a round brush. So that's how we got this. So yeah, as soon as she sprayed them, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I forgot about like the dry haircut, wet haircut thing, and I thought it was pretty funny, so I wanted to share that shocking moment with you. Also, hairstyle prices are very, very cheap in Korea. Last year I put some red in the bottom of my hair. I don't have it anymore, but I had some just streaks of red for, I don't know, screaming for my youth or something. So anyway, I had bright red streaks in my hair, so getting it bleached and dyed for about half of my head was 60,000 won, which is maybe like $50, so it's pretty good. I've never dyed my hair professionally before, so I don't know if that's a good price or not, but to me it was like fine. And also, if you want to trim your bangs, it's usually only 2,000 or 3,000 won, so you walk in, pay 2,000 won and get your bangs trimmed. So it's very, very nice. And you don't need appointments in Korea. You can just basically walk into a salon, and if they're busy, you wait for 5 minutes, and if not, they'll just do it right away. So it's very convenient and cheap and comfortable, and I find generally that they do quite a good job on my hair. So don't worry about going to Korea and getting someone to cut your hair and them not knowing what to do, because I think they're very conscious of that and will make an effort to make you look good. That being said, I've seen a lot of guys with a lot of accidental military cuts who weren't looking for them, so if you're a guy, it might be worth bringing in a picture of what you want. I also have a friend who had a perm in Korea, a guy. If you're watching this, Spencer, I'm sharing your story. Yeah, he's like a big buff guy, and he decided, you know, if he's ever going to have a perm in his life, the place to do it is Korea, because guys get perms there all the time, and one of my old boyfriends had a perm too, or 2 perms. So getting a perm for a guy is also cool and encouraged in some ways. It gives us a little like volume perm or curly perm. So my personal favorite is kids with perms, because it's absurd. Why would you give your child a perm? But they're so cute. They look like little Asian cherubs. So I love that. Alright, I kind of feel stupid making this video because I'm the only person in this restaurant. I'll show you just to prove it. That man works here, but I'm the only person here. I'm sitting here with my lunch right here, my beautiful soup, and my coffee getting cold because I was so inspired to make this video that I did this all for you guys, all for you. So yeah, that's the story of haircuts in Korea. The next Culture Shock video will be about restaurant service because it's very different and a little more aggressive than you might expect. And we'll talk about tipping and all that stuff. So the next one will be restaurant service. So you can look forward to that. You can click on it here. Whenever I do make it, I'll link it here for you. So yes, right now I'm in Santa Cruz in Bolivia in this beautiful cafe called República. It's on Calle Union, right near the main square, or Plaza Principal. If you end up here, definitely come here. It's delicious food and coffee is so good, and the prices are cheaper than a lot of the other famous places around here. So definitely visit República. It was only started this year. The staff is so nice and the music is great. So have a lovely day, and thank you very much for watching, and good luck with your hair styling and cutting and perming experiences in Korea, and I'll see you in the next video. So have a good day. Bye.